This fire ant literally walks through their fire. Like EA Sports, it's in the name. Like, what are we doing here? But I got a family, I can't die here. And once you hear this, you knew someone is about to get betrayed. And I'm just like, we all got a family, bummy ass nigga. Prove your faith to God. I can't imagine living in Solo Leveling. You gotta either be Himothy at birth or you're buns. Alright, so I know we've all seen like the generic isekai at some point, right? Fight some lame ass boy that we know can't take us. You find the hose, scratch that. The hose find us. Look at this face. This is definitely a face of a guy that talks to girls. In some isekais, it's easy to fit in because it feels like you're playing Minecraft's Farm Simulator, which makes you think that every fantasy show is like this. And that's just wrong. Like, you could not be more wrong about that statement. Every fantasy anime is not built the same out here. Some of these fantasies out here are max difficulty, Hall of Fame status, final boss millennia, where the deck is automatically stacked up against you from the jump. Like, this game really got me out here fighting a puppet Valkyrie that can fly and is as tall as Shaquille O'Neal.
Let me holler at you real quick, yeah?
Meanwhile, I'm over here looking like a caveman fresh from the Flintstones, and you expect me to beat her with a club. No, the only thing that's gonna get beat around here is my meat. And you know what fantasy anime comes to mind when I think about this type of stuff? Solo Leveling. Alright, so episode 1. So picture this. It's a nice ass day, and you get called up to fight monsters on this island. And no, you're not part of the army, the navy, or any part of the military. No, you're literally a dude that just woke up with some new powers, who has to fight fire ants the size of a car. Like, this could not be me. Like, if this is, like, I'm not showing up to this. If I get drafted for this, I'm going to Canada. I'm going to Canada. Like, but you show up. But the new evolution of fire ants is not having any of that. The moment I saw this ant stiff arm this guy, I was done. He literally shoulder checked this nigga out the freaking gym. Who even does that? You know how angry you gotta be to even do that? You know how angry and disrespectful you gotta be to even try that move?
And I started thinking to myself, man, what did he do to make them niggas that mad?
That's literally the fire ant's fucking reaction. Oh no, I ain't built to fight this thing. This fire ant literally walks through their fire. Like EA Sports, it's in the name. Like, what are we doing here? To make matters worse, the fire ants don't kill them, they eat them. I mean, at least the ants try to hold your hand while they're doing this to you. This one guy got lucky because the other adventurer actually comes back to save him. And this is how you know he's one of them. Bro doesn't even look back at the ants because he knows his guys are in the back taking care of him. That's some Steph Curry, Draymond Green type of trust. Like, oh no, I want to be him. Would I rather throw spells around or break them apart with my bare hands? I'm choosing that one. If we've learned anything from Dragon Ball or other power scaling animes, hands are the strongest weapon in anime. It goes like this. You got actual weapons at the bottom, followed by a children's card game, the weird abnormalities, key-based attacks, then hands. But yeah, he's him, blowing out backs left and right. 3 years later, then in walks in our skinny jeans king, Sung Jin-Woo. Now everyone outside the dungeon is greeting him, but it's not like a normal greeting of like, good morning, how's your day? It's one of them greetings where they give you like a backhanded compliment or comment in general. You know, one of the guys that just now got back in the force is just like asking like, oh, so is this guy like OP? Like, why is he so famous? This man straight up laughs off his comment and then begins to explain if the higher ups are sending him in, that means we're all gonna live. Because if it's as weak as him, that means a normal human can do it. And you know how weak they are, right? And I'm like, damn, it's like that. Nicknaming him the weakest hunter of all mankind, which could not be me. Like, that level of disrespect is just gone too far. Like, sure, he's an E-rank adventurer, right? But you know, there's other E-ranks in the world that are in Korea, Japan, United States, and he's the weakest out of all of them? How do you even know that? Like, how is that even possible? And let's say, sure, he is, but that's like saying you're more likely to get stung by a bee than actually catch the ice cream machine at McDonald's working so you can buy an Oreo McFlurry. Okay, that actually might be possible, because like in my 25 years of existence, I've only received one Oreo McFlurry ever. But still, just to get rid of that title, I would fight E-rank 15-year-olds that just got their hunter's license, just to prove I'm not the weakest. Is that morally unethical? Yes, but you're not pulling no holes unless you do it. The crazy part about this is he could hear them the entire time and didn't do nothing. because he knows he can't do nothing. So as you can see, bro is clearly not him, with no drip to be seen. Oh wait, I might have spoke too soon. Give him a tier 1 comeback kid badge for at least having one baddie in attendance. Still, I have a feeling the story's gonna find a way to cuck him, cause she's too bad for him to last till the end of this anime. Whether it's gonna be some type of NTR plot, or she's gonna have her back broken like Aunt May, I don't know. Inside, Jin is finally basking in the glory of killing one goblin, to be quickly brought back down to reality, losing to a goblin whose sheer body breaks his knife. Like, I call hacks. What is this thing's skin made out of? Diamond head? Oh, that's a lot of blood. Luckily, the guy with the baby mama saves him. Next, his girl revives him, and he's sitting there, and she's giving him the talk. Oh, fellas, if you've ever received the talk, just know it's not gonna go well in your favor. And she's just trying to convince him to quit being a hunter at this point. Because as you can see from his performances, she's not wrong. Now let's switch perspectives in the story to Bae. And I know that's not her name, but I forgot her name. Shut up. So you're a B rank healer who likes this guy, but you see this, and what would you say? Jin, why are you doing this job? Bae, I need the money for my family, so my mom can get the medical care that she needs, and my sister can pay her way through school. Jin, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry that happened to you. But Jin, you're a smart guy, and I'm sure you can find a job that pays more than a guy working part-time at McDonald's. And aren't your mom's hospital bills being paid by her life insurance and the healthcare that she got from her normal job? Bae, that might be true, but the world needs hunters to save them from the monsters. What we're doing is very important here. Yeah, you're right, Jin, but the world really only needs like 10 S-rank hunters for the big monsters, and really doesn't need the rest of us like that. Meanwhile, the rest of us are just basically glorified pest control. It's kind of like when your cat gets stuck in a tree. Who are you gonna call? You're not gonna obviously call the police because they're actually doing some shit. You're gonna call us. You see what I'm saying, Jin? But think about it like this. You saw how big our party was, with all of us basically in the front lines protecting you, but you still ended up like this, with me still healing you here in the back. And on that note, how many times have I actually healed you at this point? I think like 15. Yeah, like 15 times, Jin. But on that note, Jin, how many monster cores do you have right now? I managed to get one today. So Jin, you're telling me, right, you're willing to die at this point for the equivalent of 2 McDoubles, a fry, and a medium drink. Jin, you're dying for a value menu at McDonald's. McDonald's. Okay, so next the manager basically shows up and is like, okay guys, so protocol states that we gotta go tell the hierarchy and let them come down to get some better hunters to go deal with this new part of the dungeon. But seeing this is a low rank dungeon, I say we just go in and we get all the loot for ourselves here. But to be fair, right, because we're putting our lives on the line, let's take a vote. Everyone takes a vote, and it comes back that they're going in. And that's when we realize that Jin is really out here trying to take care of his family. Because my mama need that bill money. My sister need that milk on his Meek Mill shit. But little did he know, that was the last time he was gonna see some of these NPC characters.
Out here, I asked you, what in the fuck are we doing here? Hell, I don't.
Inside, his girl is not happy, and she's like, you know what you gotta do to make it up to me? And he's like, what?
What's up, baby? Take me out to dinner.
Hey, yo! Take me out to dinner? And I'm like, word? Is this happening right now? Like, okay. To be honest, she could have asked for way more at this point. She's being generous with this take me out to dinner stuff, alright? Inside, they see some giant religious statues with 3 rules on them. Rule number 1, revere God. Rule number 2, praise God. Rule number 3, prove your faith to God. And right after hearing this, your girl starts tweaking, saying that the statue's eyes just moved. It's like the classic thing in like old cartoons where it's like, oh, the painting is watching us. Suddenly the door closes, and that's when everyone starts to get tight. Especially this guy pushing his way to the front, to only get snuck up from behind with this giant ass meat cleaver. And now he's a bloody stain on the wall. And just picture for a second.
Hi, how are you?
This is you right here. You're stuck inside a room with your coworkers, and one of the strongest among you dies in seconds. What would you think about this situation? You're cooked. And that's when the statues start to move. And that's when Jin turns around and thinks for a sec. And we all know what he's thinking. Don't move, don't move, don't move, don't move, don't move, don't move. Fuck, he moved! This is like blowing a 3-0 lead. This is like smoking a layup to win the game. This is like being dunked on so hard, teams no longer request your services.
Back! Oh, my back!
What I'm trying to get at is, you're cooked, and everybody knows you're cooked. But it doesn't end there. This is how I know it was real for him. When you start having a mini flashback to all your lowest moments in life, that's when it hits home that I'm about to die. He has a good skill of noticing details. Basically, he has spider sense.
Hey buddy, I think you lost this!
And not new gen spider sense. I'm talking the GOAT. The GOAT! Toby Maguire. Because he tells these niggas to duck cause they shooting. And you know what? The ones that didn't listen got eviscerated. That's natural selection at that point. Episode 2. And it's at this point that your girl has officially checked out. You might as well think of her as a potato for the rest of this anime, cause she's not moving. At any point you see a person in the fetal position, you know they are not okay. So she's mentally checked out. Just then, this guy in the sweatpants get up talking some big shit. And you know, I get what he's doing. He's trying to hype himself up before he does something stupid. Saying, I finally got signed to a major record label. I'm not going back to the pen no more. I got the new Jaw Ones, Chinese New Year's edition, bitch. So I'm about to be jumping out the gym like a runaway. And people are trying to stop him on some, you are not really like that. You listen to Tyler the Creator and Mac Miller. You are suburban. You have never talked like this. And you know, that was the last straw. And he runs to the gate. I find it fucked up that the statue lets him get some distance away to give him some hope, to only incinerate him down to his ankles. Like, not even his kneecaps were saved. I don't think you realize how accurate that shit gotta be. Just look underneath him. All of this is molten lava at this point. That means he did it mid-stride. Not to mention, no blood. He committed a crime with no trace of evidence. And of course, you always got that one bitch that's screaming about this. He has some time to think, he's gotta use it. And he quickly realizes this has to do something with the commandments. And Sung is about to stop him from doing something stupid, but then he takes a quick look at his eyes. And I don't know if you know this, but that's code in anime for let him cook. He got up like he was ready to challenge God, but just as quickly ducks his head. And the statue was like, alright, that's what I thought, little nigga. He then tells everyone to also bow their head, completing step 1. Oh, these niggas thought it was over. Oh nah, playboy. We spin the block. And if you've ever seen this creepy ass smile in anime, just know that is nothing but trouble. This is the last face you want to see, cause they're gonna make it as painful as they can. A nigga that looks at you like this is saying, oh, I have time, no 9 to 5. No kids, no aspirations in life is gonna keep him away from beating your ass. Jin doesn't know what to do with this situation, but all he can do is tell them it has something to do with praising God. But this man takes it too literal, and he actually starts praying, and I'm shocked. No, not that he's actually praying. No, it's cause this nigga went to college abroad, and when he came back, this is what he decided he wanted to do. That either shows you that 1, a college degree ain't shit, or he has 2, poor decision-making skills, or the economy is just bad. And the statue stops. But no, not cause that shit is actually working. It only did that shit to internally laugh at this nigga. Like, do you know how diabolically evil you gotta be to laugh at a nigga that's just praying, knowing you about to do some foul shit? This inanimate object is acting sadistic right now. And he bare feet steps on him. The bitch that was screaming earlier, she can't scream no more cause she was next. She's shaking. And you gotta drag her out at this point. 2 kids thought he had enough time to think about his family and gets sliced right in half down the middle. Yeah, but he got it the worst. Park-san, no! I don't know why, but this moment always reminds me of Ben-san.
Hold him off! Y'all, what's you back with the dragon? I'm not in this.
Ben-san, no! Jin looks back at his girl and is like, I can't leave her. And so, you know, sometimes when you think like that, you get an extra boost of motivation. If a niggas that have ever played basketball and your girl show up to the meet, you know you play a little bit extra hard cause she's there. And it's kinda like that, I'm not gonna lie. Because he instantly gets a brain blast. Everyone has to just simply make it to a human statue, and he tells everyone to do that. He's even willing to make the sacrifice of letting this girl get a free pass. And I know of a lot of the Sigma male characters that these incel love would have never done that shit. Then he makes that one big determined sprint to the last statue and gets his leg chopped off. Passing stage 2. Hater alert, hater alert, hater alert, hater alert. So Kim over here is like, You made a shitty call, leader. And I'm like, nigga, not right now. And I know if we're about to die, there's at least 1 or 2 niggas, 3, 4, 5, that's gonna be on some, this was a shitty idea that you came up with, leader. And like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm surprised that at this point they didn't crack and they're still calm under pressure, not blaming one person. Cause for example, I'll use black people in this situation. Whoever made this fucked up call, we're letting them know about it. We're blaming them, we're screaming at each other. All I'm trying to say, we are not focused at the task at hand. But yeah, Kim is keeping up receipts, saying I remember how we voted, and that's when the altar appears, with Jin briefly explaining what it means in religion and saying it has to do with a sacrifice, with Kim instantly offering up Sung, and he just proved he's the last person you want to add to the party. And I don't care how good this player is. I don't care if they're the guy bringing donuts to every meeting. If he's willing to, no hezzy, kill off one of your teammates, he can't be around here no more. We don't need his conspiracy ass, plotting ass, paranoid ass, fake beard having ass around. Like, what even is that? Like pubic hair? Gross. Anyone like this sweating profusely from their forehead, even though we know you're not doing no type of thinking, by the way, cannot be around here, thinking he's about to kill the strongest adventurer, who happens to be the most seasoned adventurer there, who's probably closer to the smartest adventurer. Also, by doing this, you have to get like 1 or 2 people to come in and break up your little scuffle, so you're getting like 3 or 4 people involved in your situation, Kim. Why would you want to be shooting yourself in the foot in a clutch situation like this? Like, just think how dumb that sounds. And Jin is about to like diffuse and debunk whatever monologue he had going on, and he's like, enough out of you, buddy. And I was just sitting there like, well, damn. And then I started thinking, and I was like, hold on. Who the fuck you think you're talking to right now, Kim? My man over here did a real life brain blast, not once, not twice, but like 4 times. Man hit the Jimmy Neutron for real when it mattered the most. It was the opposite of the Avatar. When the world needed you the most, he showed up clutch. Jin gets into the altar and tells them all to join him. And that's when the door opens up and the black girl gets delirious and she finally cracks and she runs out sprinting. And to be fair, I'm gonna give her a pass because like she's had to stay mentally focused for 2 hours straight. And that's when Ken asks Jin a question of, so basically the game is run out before the statues get you and leave 1 person behind. And Jin puts on his best young George Washington impression of I cannot tell a lie and basically tells him yes. And that's when Ken starts crying, thanking him for what he's done so far, giving him his props, but then is like, but I got a family, I can't die here. And once you hear this, you knew someone is about to get betrayed. And I'm just like, we all got a family, bummy ass nigga. Sung tries to sacrifice himself, but then Bambi legs over here can't move. Seeing this situation, Jin's like, hey, Sung, take my girl and leave. But Jin, take my girl and leave. His girl tries to protest, but gets the classic karate chop to the neck. Honestly, I don't know why more animes don't just use that move. It's highly effective. I respect that Jin tried to make one last stand, but he gets folded. One of the last things he remembers is just that bummy ass bitch ass nigga that didn't contribute, trying to justify how selfish he was, saying, I got a family. But that's when Jin realized that only the selfish people make it out alive in the end. And I'm just like, hey, he might got a point. And just look at the wealthiest people in the world. What would they do in this situation? Basically saying to himself, if he got a second chance, he's going to be selfish. And you know, he dies on that altar. But then at the last second, the screen pops up saying you got 0.02 seconds to accept before your heart goes out. And I don't know about you, but I'm pushing that button immediately. And yeah, that's Solo Leveling so far. I will try to watch the end of this series. But I did already kind of read the manga, so I kind of know what's going to happen. But yeah, you guys let me know down in the comment section if you want me to continue doing Solo Leveling, or if you're watching Solo Leveling. It's okay in my opinion. I can go either way. I can go Burger King or McDonald's.